Welcome to the Built for Trades podcast. This is Dan Dowdy, your host. Can't wait to dive into just probably 3 different leadership points I pulled out of the interview I did with Brant Martin from Martin's Running Custom. If you haven't heard that interview, please pause this, go back and listen to it, and come back here as I dive into some important leadership notes there. First thing I want to say is the Built for the Trades podcast and the Built for Trades community is built on a handshake means everything and you're only as good as your word. It goes back to the old school values of hard work, doing what you say you're going to do, all those different things. What the trades were built on originally. You see, I have a lot of friends in a lot of different industries, and I have a particular friend who's a lawyer. And when he started meeting tradespeople, he loved hanging around tradespeople. He actually got tired of being a lawyer because it was just a different type of person. It just wasn't that good, old-fashioned, hardworking, do what you say you're going to do, be honest, a handshake means everything type of person that we have in the trades. So Built for the Trades is bringing that back, and some businesses and some industries in the trades, it's slipping a little bit. It's becoming more about selling than it is about serving, and that's what we're here for. We're bringing this back. So I'm excited to dive into this. Brant Martin jumped into a few things. So just so everybody knows, he's the owner of Martin's Running Custom out here in Lampasas, Texas, a friend of mine, and also he's part of the Built for the Trades community. One thing he talked about early on in the episode was about importance of community. So I'm curious, everybody out there listening, what does that mean to you? For me, when I think of importance of community, I don't really think about the community I live in, though I know that is important. I think about that 5 to 10 people that I surround myself with on a regular basis. Who is it? What do they look like? Are they leading me in a positive direction, or are they leading me in a negative direction? I have to ask myself all those different questions. I've even heard it to the point where you can take the top 5 or 10 people you hang around, and if you could determine how much they make in yearly income, you're probably going to be somewhere in that range, probably right in the middle of the pack. That's how much influence people, community have on you in your life. And one thing that my good buddy Aaron Walker talks about is isolation is the enemy of excellence. And so as we grow our leadership, if we're doing it isolated, we need to come into community. There's just a few different ways that you can do that. From the business standpoint, community could be had in your leadership team. Community can, if you're a smaller business, community can have in your team members that you surround yourself with. It really will help you kind of analyze, do I have any toxic people in my business? Do I have any people that are not wanting to grow my business? And that will help you to fix that, because if you have them around you, they're going to influence you. They're also going to influence your team. If you want to level up from there, a great way to have community could be in the local friends you have around you, wherever you live. You could start to ask yourself, is everybody that I'm surrounding myself with making my life better or making my life worse? So that's one thing you could edit from the friend side of things, from the family side of things. But then last but not least, really, when it comes to community, being a part of a mastermind group, being a part of some kind of peer or coaching group to where you surround yourself with other like-minded business owners or other like-minded managers or whatever it is, where you could really start to develop your leadership. Because if we're depending on ourselves to get better in our leadership and we're not taking any outside information in, we're missing it. We all have blind spots, right? And the blind spots are called blind spots for a reason. It's because we can't see them. So we need to have somebody around us that we trust, that's honest, that we respect, that we know is successful, that can give us that information that we need. So jumping into the next topic he talked about, we went through talking about his team and how he brings up high school kids, kind of grassroots, teaches them how to do things right, starts them at the bottom and works his way up. He made a comment. He said, quarterbacks can't run every play. Eventually they have to trust the team. And man, that was good. So Brant, if you're listening, that was really good. I've really been thinking a lot about that. And I don't know about you, as a trades business owner, that really, really resonates. You know, like as you're growing your business, you're the quarterback. There's times where you can do everything, but there's also becomes a time where you doing everything is stopping your business growth. So the biggest thing is you have to start bringing people around you who align with your core values and that you can grow your business with. And so when you do that, the first thing that's really important is first to establish some core values for your business. That way you know what type of person you're looking for, and making sure that they do align with your core values. But the next piece is, you know, really when it comes to building a team that you can trust, it goes back to what I said early on in the episode about doing what you say, doing what you say you're going to do. You see, a lot of business owners out there build a leadership team, or they just add team members to their company. And if I say, hey, can you trust that team member? The first thing they're going to typically say is, yes, I can trust that team member. What they're thinking is that team member honest? Usually trust and honesty go hand in hand, which they do play a role together. But what I want you to see is as you build your business, as you build your leadership team, a lot of times trust is built on follow through. Let me explain a little deeper. So if I'm the quarterback and I have a team of linemen, wide receivers, so on and so forth, and my wide receiver tells me he's going to go out and run this route, and he runs a different route, what's going to happen, right? I'm going to throw an interception, incomplete pass, or whatever it is. And so it's not that, we start to lose that trust factor when it comes to the football analogy, but in business, it's the same way, right? If we do a weekly leadership meeting and my GM says, hey, look, I'm gonna take care of these 10 tasks, and we show up the next week and 5 of those 10 tasks are done, I've lost a little bit of trust in that follow through. Next thing you know, we come back and maybe 10 of 10 tasks aren't done. Now I'm starting to question, can I give my GM the responsibilities that I need to give that person and know that they're going to follow through? So as you build your company, as you add your managers and leaders into your business, make sure that you think about trust on a scale. I think about it on a scale from 1 to 10. 10 being the best. Like if I put somebody in that leadership role, I put a 10 on their forehead, like 10 on the trust scale right away. But you got to realize trust is earned every day. And so if that person decides not to follow through, then that trust meter is probably going to go down to a 7. And as their leader, I'm going to sit down with them and talk to them about it, figure out why it's happening, get their perspective, explain the importance of getting back on it and getting it done. And then that trust meter is going to go back up to 10 next time they follow through, right? So you have that trust meter. And if it starts getting down below 7, 6, you really have to ask yourself, okay, I need to have a clear talk with this person, a clear one-to-one, to really make sure that they're getting that trust meter built back up to a 10. Because if you have people surrounding you with your business that you can't trust, then it's a really hard road, because you're going to start saying, it'd be better, I can just do it better myself. So I'm going to go ahead and do that myself. I'm not going to delegate it because that person does not follow through. All right, last thing I want to talk about in this episode is when I asked them, what's one thing that you wish you would have known when you started Martin Fred & Custom that you know now? He said, it's one thing to grow my business, but when I early on started, I was just growing it and I wasn't focused on getting better. And that's one thing that really resonates is the idea of growing and getting better simultaneously. A lot of people don't really understand what that means. We're really just so focused on growth, revenue, more money, more team, more money, growth, and that's even what we talk about a lot in these peer groups is how much we're revenuing. But Brant really talked about the importance of hiring a coach, hiring somebody smarter than him to come in and help him get better in his business and the business structure. There's so many ways that you can get better. So hiring a coach, becoming part of a mastermind group, that's a couple ways that you can get better. The other ways is just building repeatable systems in your business that you can train your team on and get better at, like a service system. It could be a 5 to 15 step service system of how you interact with your customers. And the way you get better is not just making the system and then putting it on the wall and forgetting about it. The way you get better as you grow your business is to repeatedly train week in and week out on that system dotting the I's and crossing the T's and doing it right and holding your team accountable to that. So if that's you, you're growing your business, you want to grow it while you simultaneously get better, and it's not just you getting better, it's your entire team getting better. Make sure that you're doing the small things right. Make sure that you're hiring an outside source to help you see things that you can't see. Become a part of a mastermind group. Help surround yourself with other like-minded business owners or other like-minded people in your industry that really can help you see your blind spots, can hold you accountable, can encourage you towards achieving your vision. That's one of the biggest things between hiring a coach and not hiring coaches, that, you know, the biggest difference is whatever vision you have out there in the distance, you're going to get there quicker with a coach than you would without a coach. So hope y'all enjoyed this episode. We'd love to hear from you. If you have any comments, drop it in the boxes below. If you like this podcast, you know, subscribe, rate us. You know, we're here to serve the trades community with just people that are out in the trades doing it right now, just like you out there. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll talk to you soon.